and but I try not to. Is the truth. But in the grand scheme of things, good press, bad press, academic writing, whatever it is, I think it's all important, and I think it's such a cool time. I was actually thinking this when Tegan was answering the last question. We came up in the 1990s before the internet, and we were teenagers and whatever, and I wonder sometimes what we would have been like if we had had the internet, like if we would have been those people who constantly... Hello? If we would have been those people who posted YouTube videos.
Yeah, we would have been.
And then people are like, "You're horrible, die!" You know, like, if how that would have impacted us. Like, I just thank God, actually, we didn't have that, because it was much better in the olden days. But yeah, I think anything being written about us is sort of fascinating, but I don't generally indulge, personally, in
Just so you know, Sarah, in the academic community, they think you have a banging pod.
I mean, you know what? If that were true, if somebody's written a piece about my bag and bod, I probably would read that.
Truth about Sarah, right up in the middle there. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Mine's a pink birthday.
Happy birthday!
And I was wondering if you could sing to me.
Oh God! You know what? We can't sing, but we brought a pony for you. Bring the pony out now. Okay, by show of hands, who else's birthday is it tonight in the audience? Holy crap! Okay. Who else?
Keep your hands up.
Yeah, and then who else in the audience has had a birthday this month? And then this year? Okay, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Pull out. Happy birthday to everybody here. And you especially, because it's your birthday today and you're 17. That's what you sound like. Happy birthday to you.
Something in one of the earlier videos about creating like really elaborate demos, I guess, like 80 hours on a demo. Is there stuff like that you pass back and forth that like gets cut that you don't keep working on?
Yeah, I mean, the other day actually I was on like version 4 of this one song, and Sarah was like, you know, there's some really great parts in each version you've done, but I think it's time to put the mic down. And then she sent me a third version of a song she'd been working on, which has a lot of really great parts. And she said to me, I think this was to make me feel better, she said, I'm sending you the third version of whatever the song was entitled, but I've changed the song title. It's now called You've Run Me Into the Ground. And so absolutely, you can work too much on something. We're really, on this new record that we're writing, we're trying all sorts of different things. I used to write really quickly, and I'm trying to extend my writing period, so when I get something that I really like, I leave it for a day or two, and then I go back and rewrite it. And sometimes that works, and sometimes I wish that I was dead. So, and Sarah is trying to do something different as well. Like, she's trying to write a little more immediately, like to just like not overthink things, and she's still doing a fantastic job. I mean, Sarah can do no wrong in my eyes, so. So yeah, but yes, of course, I mean, we write 40 songs for a record, so lots of them don't make it. How about down here in the front? Yep.
Sarah, what is the significance of the tattoo on your...
Significance of tattoos is private.
Tell them. This one on her, this one on her wrist that we're talking about, this one here. It's a circle, and just so everybody knows, I mean, Sarah's never told anybody this publicly, I'm just gonna say it for her. This is actually exactly the shape of my face, and which we didn't want people to know, so we didn't put any hair or ears on it. We designed it together though, and I have one as well, but it's on my lower back. Or a tramp stamp, if you will. I don't think Sarah has any meanings for her tattoos. She won't even tell me.
I do. I have a very weird thing about tattoos. Like I never tell people I'm getting them, and I never tell people what I'm getting before I get them. And I'm not like a t-shirty person. I have a lot of tattoos on my arms. I just always, every time I see myself in a t-shirt, I'm like, it's weird. It feels weird. It's so it's nothing personal. It's actually, I mean, it's nothing personal that I feel it's too personal to just tell you. I don't know why it's weird. It's like, it's not that big of a deal, but.
You have to keep some things for yourself.
You do have to keep some things for yourself, and or at least pretend like you're keeping some stuff for yourself. But the thing about tattoos that's really interesting is that I also just wish I had never got any of them.
One person's like, yep.
Maybe that's part of why I don't like to talk about them, is that I'm just like, what? Don't bring them up, all right? Just get off my back about it, you know? But yeah, so in the Tegan and Sara shirt right on the aisle there.
Isn't that a great shirt, folks? You can buy those here tonight.
Well, I just wanted to ask that, how does it make you feel personally that you make people feel the way you felt about the Smashing Pumpkins?
Hate it.
She was gonna say that no matter what you said.
Yeah.
How
does it make us feel
You
that we-
feel the way about us the way that we felt about the Smashing Pumpkins? Okay, my honest answer is 2 parts. 1, amazing, but part 2 is that I hope you stay a fan of us longer than I stayed a fan of the Smashing Pumpkins. That's all I'm saying. Still love them, still love the old records, really do. But we have this goal of like, then they disband. Like it would be like Tegan's done, and then I'm still up here, and I like hire a bunch of other people. Like
Sarah wants you to love her forever.
I hope that we stay together longer and that we continue to make, yeah.
That's very sweet, though.
That is really sweet.
We're very, very attached to the attachment that you feel to us. It gives us a crazy kind of attachment to you. We're obsessed with you. That's why we should be writing a record, and yeah, we're here in Austin. What are you doing? What are you up to? Oh my God. Okay, bye. Thanks for your question. All right, let's do something at the back again. Okay, right up in the middle. We're looking at each other right now. Yeah.
When did you know with absolute certainty that you wanted to pursue music?
Well, I haven't decided yet, so Sarah and I, we didn't make a clear like, okay, this is what we're doing, and my mom can totally, she can. Mom, do you want a microphone? Do you want to weigh in on this? No, she's like, fuck off. When we were getting ready to graduate high school, we'd had a little bit of success in our community. We'd gotten a few festivals and a few shows, and we'd opened for a few bands we really liked, and we kind of had the bug. And so we went to our parents and asked if it was okay if we took a year off to travel and play music, and they were initially kind of upset about it, but accepted that this was something we wanted to do, and said that as long as we worked, like got jobs and paid rent, that we could absolutely take a year off, which I was like, that's a bummer, but okay, fine. And life lessons. And we kind of flailed around for the first year, and so when we entered our second year of music, it was sort of like a make or break thing. So that was when we put together the budget and the people to make Under Feet Like Ours, our first record. And it was sort of like if that hadn't come to fruition or hadn't been successful, meaning like we got a record deal afterwards and all that, I don't know that we would have kept at it. I mean, Sarah and I loved music, but we weren't like those little kids on YouTube that are like, like with their dresses, their makeup. But now you're a big kid doing that. Yeah. I do. Congratulations. I've turned into a toddler with the tiara. So, but as a kid, I just wanted to be a clown. I just wanted to make people laugh. No, anyway, I did. That's weird. That makes you laugh, so it's fine. Anyway, okay. So yeah, we put out Under Feet Like Ours, and that was when we were like, okay, this is probably gonna work. And then years went by of like momentum building, and then yeah, like I think every time we sign a new deal or every time we make a new record, we're sort of committing to the next 2 years, which isn't to make it seem like we're not gonna continue on. I just think that we sort of think in like 2 and 3 and 4 year stints rather than like, this is what we're doing forever. It's kind of like love. Like we're not the kind of people that say, well, I'm gonna be with someone forever, where you say, I'm gonna be with you till you make me unhappy and I wanna be with someone else. So it's sort of more like a friend. Yeah. So that's how we feel about our career. It's like, I look at my managers and I'm like, you know what, as long as this is fun, I'll keep doing it. So consider that notice. No, I'm just, but not. Okay, thanks for the question.
Okay, you're waving your hand around but pointing at someone else.
So easy. Basically, you just have to look upset and she'll pick it.
So I had the privilege of actually walking by you this morning, and the words came out of my mouth. I did this. I think that's.
Where were we? Here?
So anyway, have you ever gotten starstruck? Like.
Okay, that's fair. So your question sort of generally sort of broad question about are we as people who are recognizable to a small population, are we therefore normal human beings who see people like Oprah, for example, at a Broadway play a couple months ago and go like, what? Who cares? It's Oprah, but inside freaked out and was already running through how many people they were going to text and be like, whatever, I was going to play tonight, it's Oprah. It's whatever, step 5 rows in front of me, who cares? It's just Oprah. She's more recognizable than the bearded guy on the cross. Too much? True. Anyways, here's the thing. Of course we get starstruck. Of course we also find it totally weird that you would care.